You was about to skip town because you're the one who stabbed Gary. I saw you, Hayden!
That Hudson clown, he has my power of attorney. You're gonna help me, aren't you?
It's you and me, Gary, to the bitter end.
Okay, so let me put it this way. Based on part of the promo for next week, it does seem like Hayden was the person that stabbed Gary. Even though that contradicts what Gary told Agent Watt about it being a woman that did it. However, even though Gary did say it was a woman, you gotta think that with his memory being like a puzzle that's missing a few pieces, yet everything is slowly coming back together. It is possible that perhaps it wasn't a female that did it. But hey, if I had $1 for every time I said this next statement on the channel, I'm tired of this storyline. It's quite obvious the writers are dragging this all the way to episode 22. And heck, to be honest, and I hate to speak this into existence if it is the truth, but hey, the show's already produced and everything last year, so what's it matter if I say it now? And maybe I'm wrong, but how much you want to bet they're going to stretch this into next season too? Like, we still won't know for a fact who did it. Or at the very last second, like the cliffhanger ending of this season is, that person did it. And it's like, okay, are we really going to drag this out again? But no, with Tamra going like, I saw you, Hayden. And I'm like, so saw what? Saw him putting the knife in Gary's chest, or saw him at the venue? I do not know. They really need to get this over with. Like I said before, I know people probably don't get the reference, but CW's The Flash, I think what most fans would consider the last good season of the show. The Flash season 3 focusing on Savitar and the whole thing about who is Savitar, and that was like a humongous topic of discussion on the internet at the time. And they waited until like the last 2 or 3 episodes of the season to reveal it. And it's like, oh, it's Barry Allen, the future Flash, which is exactly what a lot of people speculated. But yeah, it's just like, it was such a big deal, but then they stretched it out so long. It's like, I don't care. Just show us who did it already. Or yeah, that's pretty much what they're doing now. I mean, the synopsis says like, Hayden is compelled to take a case because of his hidden truth. So the case is he's going to help Gary get back power of attorney, allegedly. And he does say, he's like, you're going to help me, right? Yeah, me and you, Gary, to the bitter end. So it's like, I mean, is he going to fake trying to help Gary to, manipulate him, get close to finish what he started? And I'm not, and look, I said this during my live stream, and I'm not saying this in a way where, oh, I hope I'm not wrong because I'll be disappointed. No. If you go back to the season 7 finale, I did a full video on this. Hayden took so many L's in that finale. I think I counted up. It was over half a dozen. I mean, some of the big ones was Andy just scooping up the Marie case at the last second via Maurice and the information he had about her soon-to-be ex-husband. That was on his fixation page. And, Hayden just was dismissed. Then he tried to throw the affair that he and Marie had to the public, but she didn't give a damn. Then, Andy rubbed it in his face that she's going to be the new managing partner. And then he gets home and he finds out about his girl having sex with his quote-unquote best friend. And then he calls Gary and he's acting like everything is normal. Hey, come on by the venue to see the wedding. And he's in tears. So it's like, man, the writers are just piling it on Hayden so much that it is obvious he is not the stabber, because that is way too obvious. Then we fast forward, well, not fast forward. Well, I mean, if you skip the hiatus, fast forward to season 8, episode 1. Season 8, episode 1. what's the first thing we see of Hayden? Him looking at the news report about the investigation about the attempted murder, and he's packing to split town. Then Tamra shows up, and that goes back to the promo. It's like, you were trying to skip town, Hayden. I saw you. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I saw you what? Stab Gary, packing to leave? What's up? Because for the life of me, I'm just thinking, like, if he truly did stab Gary and he was packing to split town, why the heck did he stay? I mean, aside from Tamra and him getting it on, and then because it was just so weird. He's packing to leave. Tamra shows up. They have sex. He goes to work like everything is cool. So you're just not going to skip town? That makes no sense. I mean, you could argue, well, Jeremy, maybe he stayed because if he skipped town, then he's afraid Tamra might, go to the authorities and try to pin it on him or something. That's valid. Plus, she seems very good at what she does. So, I mean, she put it on him. So it's like, you know what? I'll stay. I ain't do nothing. I mean, the only stabbing I'm about to do, no, I ain't going to finish that statement. But yeah, it just seems too obvious. And if it turns out Hayden was the stabber, I'm honestly going to be pissed off because, number one, I'll be like, well, dang, you made it too damn obvious in the season 7 finale. And if that's the case, why stretch this thing out for as long as you did? It makes zero sense. Makes zero sense. But I guess if he did do it and Tamra was like, oh, I saw him, then that makes that scene where she went to the hospital, overheard the doctor talking to Hudson about Gary's memory, her laughing and then leaving, it kind of all makes sense. And then in the next episode promo, she's like, Hayden, you're not going to see Gary, are you? And it's like, well, he's already been to the hospital like, what, once or twice already? He did try to smother Gary, right? But then then Gary woke up. I don't know, folks. Like I said, if it is Hayden, I'm just going to no, it can't be, because I can't help but think about what Crystal said when the cast of Sistas were on the Sherry show. I think it was Crystal, KJ, and Angie, aka Pam, Andy, and Crystal. I think those are the only 3 on the show on that particular episode. But Crystal said, I can't give you any spoilers, but I remember getting the script, and then when you find out who stabbed Gary, you're going to be surprised because it's someone you never expected. So I took what she said, and look, it's not uncommon for cast members to, not with this cast. They typically don't put out breadcrumb spoilers, as in they don't give you all the details, but they'll give you a little something. I think one of the biggest things in recent days was when Novi talked about the baby bump, Karen's baby bump. But other than that, Crystal saying it'll surprise you all, Hayden isn't a surprise, because everybody kept saying it was Hayden. And I was like, no, it's too obvious. The writers wouldn't do that. But given the way they've been writing, hey, maybe it was Hayden. But maybe this was a tag team thing. Maybe Gary remembers Tamra being there, but doesn't remember Hayden being the stabber. You got me. I'm done. I can't think of anything else. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Oh, also back it up real quick. I saw the comments on, I think, my trailer breakdown. Somebody mentioned why would Hayden take the case to help Gary get the power of attorney? Because wouldn't he get fired by Robin because he's like working Andy's caseloads, and Gary is kind of the ops right now? And I'm like, it wouldn't make, I mean, you could argue conflict of interest, but I think that's kind of not how it's going to go, because it would be rather stupid if Hayden got fired for helping Gary regain power of attorney, yet Andy doesn't get fired for slapping the owner of the firm in the face. That's all I'm saying. All right, well, let me know your thoughts, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.